Well, 'tis morning. Oh, yeah, people talking about rain and stuff. Look, it rained over at the other end by the dead Tahoe. I don't know what Mom did, but she's got her sprinklers turned funky, and I mean, hell, it hits up onto our porch at the trailer. And yesterday, if you recall, that thing up there was a lot lower in the sky. It was like right there. It's way higher this morning. And yeah, you learn things. Last night on the news, they were talking about the moon, and I guess I'd heard it when I was little. Never thought nothing about it. But the first full moon for August is called a sturgeon moon. Well, the way it sat yesterday, it was so close to the Earth, apparently. I mean, how did it get that far away all of a sudden? Well, they called it a supermoon. So, really, we had a super sturgeon moon. Kind of interesting. Bam's group is all out there. I've been kind of waiting around for it to get light enough to go move the traveler. It is right there where you can't see it. So dinking around with a few things. Go get that thing going. Maybe it'll make it across there by tomorrow morning if I get it set right. We can even see Dino's group. There we go. They're just about out of pasture up there too. But I'm hoping to leave them on that while we work our way across the other piece. And when we get to that piece, we'll kick them out and try to get the bottom watered in the meantime. Better color when we get over here. Well, let's see what happens down here in a second. That calf is intently looking. You know, watching it go right on by. Now going, hey, I don't want none of this. Yeah, there we go. Irrigation's done. Made them all run. They'll get over it. Some days are just screwy. That's not where we started. We started back there. By the time I got to that little clip and got over here, I caught it. It was sideways, not stopping. I've been standing on it for the last 10 minutes. Ty just got here. She's bringing me a shovel so we can make some slots. Yeah, fun. But hey, we're irrigating. So, trying to put these shoes back on. Waiting for Ty to help me get that bolt out a little bit so that I can get to the bolt in the corner that holds the shoe on. Yeah, wonderful design. They could have done it so much differently. That's why the jack's down there too, because you loosen that and it drops and you can't get the bolt back in. Anyway, Piper Doug messaged me a few days ago asking me about the shoes because he said somebody on the New Holland deal on Facebook was trying to figure it out. Now, let's look at the factory shoes. That's 1/8 inch. And there's no wear back here. I mean, it may, I don't think it's 3/16. That's factory, and that's the low cut shoes. It's supposed to be a 3-inch cut. These are aftermarket, and I don't know, that's 5/16 or 3/8. I don't remember. I think they're advertised as 5/16, but it looks like a pretty strong 5/16 to me. These are supposed to be the 7-inch cut, which I mean, we're still cutting down 3 or 4 inches with them. These came from the disc mower doctor. I believe it's discmowerdoctor.com. So, you know, if you got one of these machines and you need shoes, These were, I think, 52 bucks a piece. And these are a hell of a lot more than that from the dealer from New Holland. And these are a hell of a lot more. They're like 100 and when we bought these, this weight, but this drop on the shoe from New Holland was like $112 for a lightweight shoe. So it only makes sense to go to the heavier one. And I don't know if it's T1 or AR. Either way, it's hard. Should last a lot longer than these have. Oh yeah, and she says these, which came from Shoop, are made in Germany. I don't know where the factory ones are made. But anyway, this is what we're doing at the moment.
And obviously the downfall of these is you can't get in there.
Oh yeah,
to get it clean. So
you can't clean that shit without pulling them, and that's a pain in the ass. So, and these, the hole underneath is so you can get in. Where is it? I got my finger on it. Yeah, there, I'm flipping everybody off. There's the drain plug. That's so you can drain them. You know, on these, it's obviously a little easier to get to. But you can get into here with the pressure washer and blast this shit out, or you can get in here.
Well, you do your best to, but you can't get everything no matter what.
Really, both of these were clean on the inside. See if we can zoom in if she moves her hand. Because I'm not going to go over there. There. That piece of dirt in the sunshine right there. That's what was left in one of the other two. And it's, you know, not even the size of my hand. It ain't going to hurt nothing if you didn't get it out.
But it's packed in here, though.
Yeah.
So we might have to drop this one.
Well, anyway, we're going to finish getting this cleaned up and get it flock out of here. And the way the day's working, I don't know that we're going to get to that baling of small bales yet or not.
To be honest, no.
You know, we're supposed to be, well, I think today's actually, they're saying 90, where yesterday they were saying 83 and we hit 94. So it's getting warm already. Anyway, we're going to get back on this, get this done, get it together. Well, mower's out of here, rake's in here. She's still got to give it some grease. I'm thinking I want to put something in there. There's actually a bushing there that's supposed to be centered in that, but the bushing's loose in the eye, so it shifts. We have to throw a shim beside it. Easiest thing to do, cheapest thing to do. Looking at it, if we look through right here, that bar there should be even with the one right next to it. I don't know why this is, well, it's always been that way. The whole time we've had it, the right side sits lower than the left. In the field, get her adjusted where she belongs and it's fine. I got it partway unhooked. I got to get the control box out. All I got left to do is pull the pin and get the control box out. Control box hangs on a bracket on the front that I made. I don't know why the hell they didn't do that to begin with. People just throw them up there and tie them on with twine or whatever else. Most people abuse those things, whether they're the cable type or they're electronic. Neither one needs to be out in the weather. If we have to, we can throw a bucket over it. At least keep the rain out of it if it's outside. But you can really see the difference here. And why that is, I don't know. All our turnbuckles are the same length. Everything's all the same. It don't make sense. And it's kind of like Ty was talking about one of these being loose. It doesn't happen to be that one. I was thinking it was. Must be this other side. I know I showed it in a video. Well, it's sitting there tight right now too. I remember it was a front one. You like that grease hanging there? Oh, yum. Look at that. I got my hand into that when I put the block in. These don't come with blocks. What they come with is a frickin' ball valve. I'm sorry. They don't hold them up. You leave it set all winter on that ball valve, it's on the ground, then you can't move it without hooking to a tractor. And she blasted grease everywhere too. mean, literally, there's all those spots on everything. But, it happened. I'd rather have too much grease on the stuff than not enough. And I did a boo-boo when I brought it back up here. Never had that happen before. These pins don't always drop back in right away, but you move a little bit and they drop in. This one didn't drop in. This is the side I fixed here in the shop. So it's been done a while ago. Oh yeah, and we also found, I don't know what this was, this side's got. This side don't have anything. I didn't think it did. That's got a washer under it. I found a washer in that box we brought back too afterwards. But anyway, had the rake down there so she could clean it up and had it spread out. Figured that'd be, nice, make it easier. And focus. They're in front of the barn. I'm sure you've all seen it. I walk by it every day, half the time videoing. That's a few leftover pieces of tin from when they finished re-roofing this barn. That's not from the tall part, it's from the low part. And actually, that's just leftover pieces off the east side. Because we did the tall part and straight behind it, over the cows, that long lean-to, all at once, and we just didn't get the east side done. So anyway, contractor did it right, in my opinion. Ordered, at least one extra piece. And then where there's a ridge here, where you can see the light in there, almost see the beam. Find my finger, there's a beam that runs out to the far corner at the edge of the light down there. So you had two different roof lines. So there's some short pieces. That's 3 foot wide material. There's actually enough there to redo over the top of the squeeze chute. That's kind of been the idea, but you got to get to it. Anyway, yeah, you can't see it. Damn shadows. Yeah, you can. There you go. You can see the end of a pallet, and then the other comes farther out. At the other end, they don't line up anymore either. Caught it with the frame around the wheel, I guess. I realized it when I heard a bang, and by then, I pushed it 4 feet, I guess. Because, get underneath here without getting full of shit again. With that pin not being in, this came out to about here, which swung that out to about here. Yeah, I don't see where there's any marks on anything. But anyway, what I was really videoing here, besides the fact that, there's proof that we keep things greased. She said there's someplace, I think it's in, it must be in this one, or one of these. That tube just has the access hole for that Zerg. Ty said one of them didn't clean out worth a damn and had a bunch of dirt. And she didn't know if I wanted to pull the pin, and I don't want to pull the pin out. Anyway, I have been totally over the left basket. And yeah, there's a few teeth that are bent. You expect that. They're going to do that. As long as they don't hit nothing, I don't care. Some of them, the rubber's rubbed a little bit, but tough shit. I get to the right basket. I've been over all of it too. Ty said she found a tooth the other day. Yep. Well, she found one in a feeder. So finding one in the feeder, yeah, it would have been a while ago. Would have been one of the earlier bales we fed. So we lost that one early on. That is the only one that I have found that's missing. So I think that's a real good season. She's been over 200 plus acres of some rough, nasty, shitty ground. And in the long run, that's the only thing other than, the fact that we broke a rod. And that rod's bent, I think. Maybe an optical illusion, though, because wore out in here, so it may be that much of an angle. I don't know. Or it may actually be bent because with the big springs, when they come up, they hit in here. Anyway, so I got one tooth change and get that bolt changed for the tie down for the lines up there that I broke off the other day when that piece broke. That's what I'm gonna do. And Becky's trying to get some computer work done, and she's trying to get her Facebook back since hackers stole that from her a week ago or better now. And yeah, she's just still having fun with that. Facebook can be such a pain in the ass. Every time she goes to try to do what they say she needs to do to get it back, the only place they'll send the information to is the hacker's email or the hacker's phone number, not hers. And she can't change that. In the meantime, she was able to take her Facebook down. So it no longer exists. You can search for her all you want. You will not find her. But she can't do anything because whatever the hackers did got her tied up so she can't do what they tell her she's supposed to do. Go figure. And sorry, I'm just looking to see where travelers are. The little one's almost in. There's the big one. It's on about the right track to be in the morning. It might be in a little early. And you can see the little one right through there. So with where it's hitting, it's got probably another 15, 20 minutes that it'll be in. But anyway, that's enough freaking gabbing. Jeez, 10 minutes of gabbing. I gotta get to work. I got lucky. I didn't know if it was something threaded in or what. Couldn't get it off with a wrench. Then I noticed it was tacked on. There's more weld on there now than there was. But that's all they did, just a bolt tacked on. And she's over there looking through the book to see if we can figure out what they call these cables. Because that's why that side didn't latch. I messed with that other one. At this point, it was all sagged because of the way it was sitting. And I pulled the slack out of it. Well, when it pulled back in, it wouldn't release. And it still won't. I had to have Type come down and actually physically pull that back. So it's like, yeah, maybe it's time for some cables. We may just have to measure them and see what I can find. I don't know where to get some cables anymore because we found the ones for the hydraulics for the Versatile at Summit Hydraulics, and they're to the northeast of us, next state. So as soon as that gets cooled off, I can put those lines back where they belong. And I think I'm going to look and see if I can find cables and see if we can't do something about that. Probably just replace both of them and take the better of the two and keep it as a spare just in case. About the easiest thing to do. That's all back together over there. I've been looking for parts. Yeah. And I made the other pins for these. That's just so it holds it a little better. I don't freaking need it. Can't put it on the front one. Front one's actually bolted in anyway. But the other side, I didn't have the extra hole. It's like, because this pin is in this hole, which puts, or maybe it's back farther. Must be back farther. We may have it that way for a reason. I don't know if we just didn't get it back in the right place. We'll find out. That side's got 4 holes showing, this side's got 3 showing. Maybe that one had 5 showing. I don't know. But I thought both of them had extra hole at the time. Anyway, I've been looking for parts since, I guess it's tight at this end, but yeah, that's about all I can do to pull that through. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll take it out and run degreaser through it and clean it up, but you never guess. What do we got here? Maybe 4 foot of sheath and 6 feet of cable. So far, the only place I can find that is actually New Holland or one of the aftermarkets that gives the same part number. That is between $142 and $165, depending on where you find it. And I believe that's just the bare. That's without the ends on it. That's freaking crazy. AV Spare. They show a lot of New Holland parts. I've never done business with them before, but you have to actually send in a price request from them. The others all showed a price, except for New Holland directly. They didn't. They wouldn't let me get in that far. I don't know why. So anyway, let's see what AV Spare has to say. It's probably not going to be any better than the rest of them. That's why I'm thinking we may just see if we can flush those sheaths out. And, odds are it's just packed full of shit. So anyway, that's what I know. We adjusted on that little traveler this morning because it was just going way too fast. And apparently I adjusted too far and it didn't get all the way in and stopped. So Ty had to go down, and she went down because it should have been in, and she got down and says it ain't moving. Had to come back up, get her wrench, go back down, adjust it back a little bit. I'm hoping she's got it adjusted properly. One of those things, the big traveler we got a book on, the little traveler we don't. So it's kind of hard to know what really does what when everything on it is not in English and there's no book for it. So she's still got to grease this and get that one tine changed. I ain't worried about the bent ones. If they ain't bent now, they'll be bent or they'll be gone, one or the other. And it's kind of like, I don't even know what the hell the temperature is out there, but it's too friggin' warm. I do feel for the poor people in the places where it's over 100 degrees lately. But God, we've been all summer. We've only had a few days that it was below 90. And yesterday we hit 94 for sure. Might have hit 95, I don't know. Same thing for the few days before that. Today can't be much different. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you've all had a good Thursday. Hope you all have a great Friday. And dang, if those cables would work, I'd have it made, right? I need to find a use for that. I kind of like that. And Marv, he must have picked that up at a garage sale because it's got a $5 price tag on it down there. He probably got it for nothing. Probably got it for cleaning stuff up. But those cables look good to me. Well, those cables are almost long enough for the Versatile. But they're the wrong size hands. They'd never adapt on. But anyway.